Why, hello, one and all. We are going to be doing a shot scan because for some reason my ISP is being complete garbage and I don't know why. I have no idea, so we're just going to do this. Okay, so we're going to wrap this one up. Okay, this is something I started a while back. It doesn't require a whole bunch of anything. So how about we go ahead and wrap this up again? Hmm? Give me a second. Yes. Alright, so last time we did FF1 through FF6, I believe it was. Yes, it was 6. So we got 7 all the way up to 15. So I'm just going to... Give me just a second here. This is such a scuffed scream day because ISP. So we are going to be starting with the cloud. So, cloud. What is there to say about cloud? Honestly, cloud is a pretty good character. Cloud is one of those characters that you can just... How do I explain it? Like, there's nothing really inherently wrong with Cloud, in all things considered. Honestly, is there anything wrong with Cloud? I mean, later games kind of made Cloud, like, you know, sad, emo. If by later games, I mean more like, Kingdom Hearts. And I guess you could say Advent Children did too. But honestly, by the time of Advent Children, he had a good reason to be that way anyway, so, yeah, no. Yeah, no. I had to double check that my audio was running. And, like, the guy's just been through a lot. Like, compared to most other characters. Like, yeah, Ricky has been through a lot. You know who else has been through a lot? Cloud. Cloud's been through a lot more than she has. Cloud's been through a lot more than, say, Bart's. Like, oh no, they lost their parents. Yeah? Well, Cloud. Cloud lost his parents. Well, his mom, we don't even know anything about his dad. He lost his whole hometown. Um, he's been mentally screwed up because of experiments. He never made it a soldier when he tried to go for soldier. What else? His hero is the guy that he looked up to betrayed him, basically. It's just... Oh yeah, and we can't forget, his best friend died, literally right next to him. The heck was that? Was there a fly? Anyways, yeah, so the guy's just been through a lot of crap. And even throughout the main story, he's been through a lot of crap. Give me a second here, please. Arrgh! You can have my fly. Stupid fly, leave me alone. But, I still think he's a good character. Like, when it's actually Cloud and not, him acting like someone else, which, if you played FF7, you know. If you know, you know. He's such a goofball. Like, regular Cloud is such a huge goofball. Like, some of the things he does on his own is just like, you're silly, Cloud. Like, you're supposed to be this big elite soldier dude, supposedly, and you're just being a doofus. And you get even more of this in Crisis Core with when you get to meet Cloud with Zack, and you get to see, yeah, this is how Cloud really is. He's a country boy who gets motion sick while being in cars. Um, he's kinda goofy. He does very goofy things. Overall, pretty good character. He was the very first Final Fantasy character, I may add, that I actually knew about. Because FF7 was my first Final Fantasy game. I've heard of Final Fantasy before 7. I heard of 2. I've heard of 3. 1, 2, 3 I've heard of only in magazines in Nintendo Power. Which, I don't even remember in what those were in. But yeah, overall, Cloud is a pretty solid character, I think. I don't really have a whole lot more else to say on the dude. He's just a very solid character. Now, if you want to talk about a character assassination, anyways, the biggest character assassination for him, other than, Kingdom Hearts 1, would be Before Crisis, the Hearts game, which was only on mobile. On really, really, really old mobile. Their Cloud was like the biggest, sackest sack of crap. He was so suicidal. They ruined him in that game. It's like, dude, this is not the Cloud that I know. Who is this guy? This isn't Cloud. This is like some poser. And it's like, meh. So, we'll get back to you in a second. Barrett! Barrett, I am gonna put up here. Barrett is at 8 here. And I will tell you why. By the way, the remake did do a better job on Cloud too. The voice actor for him in remake is pretty close to Steve Burton too. Now, anyways, Barrett. In the first few playthroughs of Final Fantasy VII, when I originally played it, Barrett was my favorite character in the game. There was just something interesting about this guy right here. This guy, just Mr. Gunarm, Mr. Big Bag Trash, talking, cursing like a sailor guy. There was just something that I really liked about him. Now, I don't remember exactly what that is now because he kind of dropped out of my big favorites in the original. He's still good. However, in the remake made him into one of the best FF7 characters, I think. Just the voice they gave him, the way that they made him present himself, the way that he just... The guy was always confident. All the time. Always Mr. Confident. And like... I'm not doing a very good job with explaining myself, am I? I am not very good at explaining myself. But, like, he's also, like, in the original, he wasn't really that goofy. He was kinda goofy, but it was kinda hard to tell that he was. But, in the remake, they really gave him some goofy character traits. It's just, and it's got timing of when he does it too. Just like when you're in Sector 5 and you're going around on the platforms and trying to figure out how to get the materia. I think it was the Chocomog materia. Was it Chocomog or was it Ifrit? I forget. And he just starts busting out in song. Just like, where did this come from, Barrett? Do you not want the shiny materia? Are you being annoyed that we're going to go about way to go get this materia, sir? And it's just little bits and pieces like that that elevate him in the remake. And just, the guy hates no crap from anyone. Like, don't get me wrong, Cloud doesn't ear. Who an extent. Like, Cloud will hate crap from people here and there. Barrett doesn't hate crap from anyone. Like, does he hate crap from anyone? Not really. I can't really think of any time he really hates crap from anyone. Oh man, I'm not getting enough oxygen or something. Whew. But yeah, 8 here. Better than Galuf. Galuf kinda might drop down a little bit, but like, honestly, Barrett, really good. Aerith! I will tell you right now, Aerith is actually my favorite FF character right now. Hera was my favorite, but because we haven't really gotten much stuff for Hera in recent times, there hasn't really been much to say about her. Aerith is like the best. Like, even in the original, she was just so, I don't know if it's feisty, but sassy might be the word that would fit her. No, go away, malware bites. Nobody wants you, malware bites. I don't know why you're popping up. But she's sassy. She's good. Yes, she's very, very good. And the impact she has on the story for FF7 is probably the greatest impact on the story overall. Like, Cloud obviously has a big impact on the story, but like, Aerith is like the key to the story overall, I think. You just don't know it for the longest time. And even after what happens to her, she still remains a big part of the FF7 story, even later on in like Advent Children and Advent Children's the only one after. She's not really important in Dirge of Cerberus. She's not even in Dirge of Cerberus at all. Like, even kinda in before Crisis Core, she's kinda important a little bit. Not that much though compared to FF7. And she's like kinda just there in Before Crisis. She has one episode for her and that's it. I also just like in terms of looks, it's a very simple design to her. Like, there's not really a big, there's, Like, most of the characters in FF7 don't have really drastic designs, so to say. Honestly, a lot of FF characters don't have very big drastic designs. I think a lot of them are pretty simple designs, even in the earlier games. Kinda. But, like, here's the funny thing, and here's something that people may not notice, is if you take Sephiroth here, and you compare it to Aerith, do you see any similarities between the two? Like, I'm just gonna drag him up here so you can see better. But, like, can you see any similarities between these two? Because if you see any similarities, well, that's because there's supposed to be similarities originally. Because originally, and this is why, this probably for better that they didn't go with this, originally, these two were gonna be siblings, if you can believe that. Like, you look at them, and I'm like, yeah, I could kind of see the similarities a little bit, yeah. And then at one point they were supposed to be lovers, and I'm like, thank God that didn't happen. That would be weird if these two were lovers. But the sibling bit, I can see. I can honestly see, especially if you ever see her with her hair actually down. It kind of looks similar to Seth in a way. Seth, you're gonna go back down here now. Go back down here. We're not gonna talk about you yet. But yeah, because we've had her in more recent times, I can actually say that I can actually say a lot more about her than I can about Hera, which, you know, sorry Hera, you need to sew up more. With your green hair, not the blonde hair, but green hair. I think she's never gonna get her green hair ever again. But, I also like the way they did her voice in, Remake. Brianna nailed it with the voice. I don't even remember what Aerith sounded like in, Advent Children, or the original version of, Crisis Core in the PSP version. She also sounded different in, like, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, I think. Like, her voice was, like, different in, like, every game until 7 Remake, where they just stuck with Rihanna, which, you know, makes sense if you're gonna hire all together and use the same voice actors, right? But, like, that soft, gentle tone that they give her works so well with her. I'm just gonna move on. I'm not gonna have another Rigia moment, even though I have a lot more to say about Rigia, which is funny because she's below Aerith. Hifa is gonna be a C here. Like, I don't hate Hifa, but I don't particularly care much for Hifa. And this is a thing that I've said many times, especially in, like, during the Dissidia streams, during the FF7 streams, etc., etc. She's just not that interesting. And originally, if I remember, she wasn't even in the original script. It was just Cloud, Barret, and Aerith. Those were the original main 3 characters. Tifa was added in just to give a foil to Aerith. That's literally the only reason she exists. And, honestly, her personality is kind of boring, I think. Like, there's nothing really interesting about how she presents herself, how she reacts to things. It's just kind of standard. It's kind of just like, yeah, this is just, you can replace her with literally anyone, and it would be the same reaction and the same, like, you can, you could probably replace Tifa with, like, an NPC and get the same reaction, really. That's the way I feel. That's exactly how I feel about it. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but, that's just how I feel about Tifa. I mean, she's a monk, which, I think she's the first female monk, too. If we don't count, like, FF3, FF5 jobs, where, anyone could be anything. But, like, FF7 didn't really do anything interesting with the monk. She just, she had 7 moves, almost. She had a couple 7 moves. And all the others just like, I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch you more. I'm gonna kick you. It's just like, compared to, like, say, Barrett, who's shooting a freaking energy blast out his gun arm, or, he just friggin' shoots grenades at you, and Aerith with all of her mystical, magical earth powers, and Cloud, well, Cloud kind of just cuts. I mean, he has Blade Beam and Finishing Touch. Those are not cuts. Those are, interesting. The only thing interesting about Tifa and her limit is Final Heaven, which ended up being a staple for monks afterwards, but, like, everything else is not that interesting. And she's the start of the main female black-haired love interest for the PlayStation era, and you will see this when we get to it. But, yeah. Redbird 8 is actually going to be down here. Like, the thing about Redbird 8, well, actually, Redbird 8 I like more than Tifa. The thing about Redbird 8 is, again, he kinda just doesn't do anything. Like, even when you rescue him, he doesn't do anything. You do his story at Cosmo Canyon, he doesn't really do anything. Like, the entire game, he's just there. He just exists. It's like, you have this interesting party member, you have a playable interceptor, basically, and you're not doing anything with him. Like, why? Whoops. I accidentally turned my stream volume on. Oopsie. But, like, yeah. There's, like, why couldn't you do more with him? And, like, after Cosmo Canyon, he does nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, of all the characters in the game, he's literally the most useless. Like, his limits are kinda interesting, like Lunatic High's interesting, Stardust Ray is interesting, Cosmo Memory's interesting, even though it sucks. Like, Cosmo Memory is such a terrible ultimate limit break. It's like, why would I use this when I could use Stardust Ray? Earthrave is interesting, but, like, the character himself is just, he's boring. Hopefully, Rebirth does more with Red. Remake did a little bit more with Red, which make him a little bit more interesting, but, we'll see what Rebirth does. It's interesting to see Red riding a chocobo. It's like, how are you doing that, Red? And why are you riding a chocobo? It's like, how did you even get up on the chocobo? And how are you holding on? I hope we get to see more of his backstory though, because a lot of his backstory is actually in um before Crisis. Like the whole reason he gets caught in the first place is because he was trying to let his mate escape, because he did have a mate, and he basically gave himself up to let her escape. I know lore that we never knew because it was never in FF7. Because, they probably didn't think about that at first. Like, maybe we'll hear about that in Rebirth. Because it's like, you have this guy, he's captured, but we don't know why he's captured. And it's like, it would be interesting to see why Red 13 has been, over here. In jail. Uh-huh. So that's Red 13. Kate Sif. You know what, Kate Sif? Nobody cares about you, Kate Sif. Nobody cares about you. Sorry, Kate Sif. Kate Sif? Something like that? Remember, there was a big discourse about this on Winter over his name. I remember that because I remember seeing, Maximilian Duke having, issues. Oh, now you're saying it's unstable. Okay, thank you. I did not know that it was unstable. Thank you very much for that. It's been that way all day. I will say, in terms of gameplay, Kate Sif is, I mean, Reeve is a different character entirely. Reeve I like. Reeve is great. Kate Sif, though, I don't really care much for. Now, he is the best character in terms of gameplay because of his slots. This guy right here was the first one to do it. But he was very hard to do it with. This guy right here, I think you can nail it every single time, and it will defeat everything in the game. You can kill Emerald Weapon in like 10 seconds. You can kill Ruby Weapon in like 10 seconds. You can kill the final boss in like 10 seconds. Or, you can kill yourself in like 10 seconds. If you don't watch what you're doing. Because it's very easy to just, die. Very, very easy. Give me a second. What am I looking for? But yeah, character-wise, yeah, his slots are BS. Honestly, one of these days, if I ever play FF7 again on stream, maybe I'll use him and try to use his slots. Just to see how good his slots are. I mean, I know they're good, but like, I used to be really good at slot machines in games. Like, if anyone watched me play Digimon World 1, or Downstroyer would know this with, what is it called? What is it called? Duelist of the Roses. That's the name of the game. Duelist of the Roses. It's a game that I used to be able to nail, like, all the time. I used to be able to get, the slots lined up, like, all the time. And it was like, yes, look at me. I can get, like, whatever I want. I should try to replicate Sifo one of these days. Sig. Sig used to be... Sig was another character of mine who was, like, one of my favorites. Like, after Barrett, it was Sig, who was my favorite FF character. And then it became Aerith. But, like, Sig is pretty great. You will sit down and you will drink your goddamn tea. Because if you don't, this guy will make you drink your tea. And you will like your tea. It is going to be very delicious. You're going to love it. And if you don't love it, you will learn to love it. And trust me, you will learn to love that tea. And you know, he was a spear dude. He was a spear dude. Like, the first spear dude that I actually liked. He jumped a lot. I thought his jumps were cool. I thought his little throwing dynamite was cool. Because that's an interesting limit break. Just, I'm gonna light my dynamite with my secret and then chuck it at you. His high wind is amazing. It's like one of the best limits of the game. And like, if you want to talk about someone who's not gonna take crap from anyone, Sig is the guy. Like, compared to Barrett, I think Sig is gonna, I'm not taking crap from you. I don't care who you are. I'm Sig Highwind. I'm the pilot who's going to go to space. I'm gonna go colonize Mars. What are you gonna do? That's right, you're gonna die here on the planet. And you know why? Because you're not me, Sig Highwind. I don't know what I'm going on about. Although, I will say, in like Kingdom Hearts, I don't know if that's the voice I would have gave him in Kingdom Hearts. Like, he sounds like an actual hick, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know if hick is a slang or bad slang or not. He sounds like someone broke the he sounds like, what's the best way to put it? He sounds like someone from the South. He sounds like someone that came from the South somewhere in Kingdom Hearts. Just from some random backwater place, if you know what I mean. That is what Sig sounds like in Kingdom Hearts. And it doesn't fit him. It does not fit him at all. It's just like, the first time I heard him in Kingdom Hearts, I'm like, this is the voice you're giving this guy? I thought he was all gruff sounding. You know, kind of like Barrett, but like higher pitched than Barrett. Like, yeah, I'm Sid Highwind. You know, kind of like that. Instead of like, yeah, I'm Sid Highwind. That's more like Barrett. But, I don't remember what he sounds like in, Advent Children. But, yeah, Sig, pretty great. I still think Cloud's better than Sig, though. Is Sig better than Cyan, though? I like how it's still ordered by, the, FFs. It's not really ordered by the characters themselves. Because otherwise, Sapin and Edgar would still be up here, but, like, it's just in order of, you know, series. Except for this. Vincent Valentine. You're gonna go above Red 13. You're gonna go above Red 13. Now, Vincent was an optional character in FF7, so we really didn't get that much story with Vincent. He was kind of the, I'm a vampire guy. I could transform into, you know, Jason and Frankenstein and a behemoth and literally Satan. You know, he was that kind of guy. He kind of didn't really do anything. And then you find out, if you do his one side quest, that the whole reason he ended up the way he did was because of Hojo. Because, of course, Hojo's gonna be a jerk. Why wouldn't Hojo be a jerk? And we knew that he was part of Hertz. I don't know if we actually saw him in Before Crisis. I don't remember if we saw him in Before Crisis or not. Yeah, Vincent, in terms of gameplay, I'll get that in a second, but in terms of story, he kind of just, he didn't have a whole lot to him. He was a former member of the Hertz. He was experimented on by Hojo. He was in love with Lucretia, who went with Hojo, and is Sephiroth's mom. It's like, why would you go with Hojo? Hojo is like, he's psychotic, he's ugly. Vincent's like, not psychotic, and he's not ugly. Why are you going with freaking Hojo? Like, please, have some common sense, Lei. What was I gonna say? But yeah, like, again we get to, I don't know why they're arguing about that. It's proven that she is. Like, FF7 outright states that, yeah, Lucretia is Seth's mom. Because she knows about Sephiroth. She's the one that named Sephiroth. And then we get the Dirge of Cerberus, which... One of these days I will get the Dirge of Cerberus, but, honestly... That's where they made him, like, edgy, I think. They really made him an edgelord in, Dirge of Cerberus. Trying to make him uncaring. I'm so uncaring. I'm so cool because I don't care. I'm angsty. All that stuff, you know. I don't remember much about Dirge of Cerberus. I remember watching Max's playthrough of it, I believe. And I remember going, oh god, this game is awful. But yeah, in terms of gameplay, he sucks. He's one of the worst characters in the game. Like, being unable to control your party member is so bad. Now, when you get death penalty, you can make him broken, but the problem with death penalty is you have to kill, like, 65,535 enemies with Vincent. Which, that's going to take forever to do. Like, I don't even think you're gonna hit 10,000 with Vincent normally. Unless you sit there and grind, like, materia or items or something, I don't know. But, like, that's such an unrealistic number to hit for death penalty that it's like, the only time you're ever gonna get to use death penalty like that with glitch is with Emerald Weapon or the final boss. Because it doesn't really kill, Ruby Weapon, because Ruby Weapon's defense is, too high. So yeah, he's still better than Red 13 at Tifa, if you ask me, but, still not that great, in my opinion. In terms of character and in terms of, um, okay, it is keeping up good. In terms of, gameplay. Yeah. And I mean, Barret can also do the overflow glitch. It requires like 8 Master Knights of Around materia though, so... Again, you're never gonna get to do that with Barret. And you can miss Barret's ultimate weapon. The only ultimate weapon in the game you can permanently miss is Barret's. Which is dumb. Yuffie! Yuffie is actually gonna go right here. And I'll tell you why. So, Yuffie, the original, I didn't care for Yuffie, personally. Her character was, like, so annoying. Like, it was just like, oh my god, shut up. You're just an idiot. You're just being a nuisance. And I mean, it kind of makes sense because of how young she is. She is like, what, 16, 15? She's not that old, really. And in like Crisis Course, that makes sense because she's like 5 or something. 6, 7, something like that. But like in FF7, like I don't care for Yuffie's character at all. They just make her a spunky, annoying female. That's all she is in FF7. Who doesn't like her dad. Now the remake, I never got to play this because I think it requires PS5 to play, and I don't have a PS5, so and I don't want to try it on Steam, but the interlude with Yuffie actually makes Yuffie a lot better. Like, yes, she's still a little insufferable, but she's a lot better personality-wise. Like, yes, she's still trash-talking everyone, she's still got that about her, but she's a little bit more mature about things. And she takes things a fair bit more seriously than in FF7. And towards the end of Interlude, they really, really nail how Yuffie really actually is underneath it all. And it makes you feel bad for her. Like, she kind of just shows up in FF7, you fight her, she joins your party if, you don't screw up. Because she's just there. It's never explained. I guess you didn't need an explanation in FF7, but in Remake, they gave her a reason to actually join Cloud and Co. later on. Because I'm pretty sure she's in Rebirth with them. But like, you just gotta feel bad for her in Remake. Like, she didn't need all of that stuff to happen to her. And I don't know if we're gonna get a Woot High in Remake or Rebirth. I think I heard it's gonna be on the bird game with Woot High, which I don't know what they're gonna do with Woot High, but should be interesting. Um, but yeah, that's character wise. Design wise, I didn't talk about like designs, but like Vincent's very standard. Yuffie, what is with Yuffie's design? Like, her design is kind of just like, okay, why do you have this design? This design is kind of like, let me go here. Let us go find the Yuffie. Hi, I said Yuffie, not Luffy. Why did you give me Luffy? Like, let's take a look at her design here, huh? Like, that's her render. Yeah, her Kingdom Hearts design is based on her Advent Children design. Like, what's the point of this arm thing? Like, is this supposed to be like a block bullets or shields, or swords? Because it's not gonna do a whole lot. And like, I guess you have these swords for better movement. And I guess that's her shuriken pouch. Well, hey, you can actually see the materia slots of the weapon. Huh. Like, it's not like the world's worst design, but it's not that interesting. Yes, thank you. Where is the gallery? Where is her gallery? We're gonna look at her. This is the original for Yuffie. Um, that's Advent Children. Maybe it was based on Gertz. I mean, Gertz's Cerberus is kind of the same, in a way. She loses the arm thing. Honestly, it looks better without the arm thing. I don't know why you gotta lift this up. It's similar, but it's kind of better than the original, I think. I want to find Advent, not Advent Children, that's Urhai. Hey guys, can you remember where Urhai's happened? Oh, there's her Kingdom Hearts Who outfit. I think her Kingdom Hearts Who outfit is based on her, Advent Children design, because Aoife and Cloud were also based on Advent Children. Aerith was not. Like, it's not bad. Like, I like this design. And speaking of designs, I want to go back and look at Aerith. I mean, I'm going to go back to Aerith real quick. In terms of design. Like, it's a very simple design. Very simple. But it's a very good design. Now, with that said, let's take a look at some of her other designs, shall we? I don't think we're gonna get to see her Ever Crisis design. I think there's her dresses, which are all nice. Oh, Gareth. Okay. There's Crisis Core, which, I mean, is even more simpler than more simple than her FF7 design. It's still a nice looking design though. Also nice sandals. Just walking around the slums in sandals. You sure about that, lady? Stop that. Oh yeah, did you know that Aerith is in Dissidia? Sadly, I'll never get to use her in Dissidia. Like, that's her Dissidia model. It's one of the DLC things. But this one. This one is based on one of her old concept arts from FF7. It's a very interesting design. I have no idea how this would have looked if we went with this design compared to her pink dress. Would it have been better? It might have been more interesting, but I don't know if it would have been more iconic. I'm trying to find... That's Record Keeper. I think there's her Kingdom Hearts 1 outfit, which is just FF7 outfit. Plus, well, FF7 outfit without the jacket. I mean, the thing about the DLC with Aerith, who, in Dissidia, is you have played the Prologus in order to get her, I think. And then here's what she looks like in Kingdom Hearts 2. Which, you may wonder, is this an original design for Aerith? because it looks like it's an original design, because you don't see this in any of the other FF7 games. And I will tell you, this was in an FF7 game, believe it or not. Because this, believe it or not, was in, if I can find it, is actually in, I thought it was in Crisis Core. Was it not in, oh, not Crisis Core, before Crisis. Yeah, I believe it's her before Crisis outfit that they use for, Kingdom Hearts 2. Which is interesting, to say the least. There's Itagaki, there's, like, all of that. So, yeah, there's that. Sephiroth! Sephiroth is gonna go right here with Cloud. I mentioned this last time when I talked about Kefka, but Sephiroth, as a villain, he's honestly not a very good villain. Like, he's not. I'm gonna be real. He kinda doesn't really do a whole lot. He is, you meet him after he kills the president. And then Cloud's like, I gotta chase after him. And then, like, you go around the world, and what does Seth do? He just makes you chase him. And maybe kill some people that nobody cares about. Like, the biggest thing he did was destroy Cloud's hometown. That's about it. Like, yeah, he summoned Meteor, but that's because, he was manipulating Cloud to bring the, black materia to him. And he did one other thing. Right, Aerith? He did one other thing. And that was, like, the biggest soccer in any game up to that point. And it was, like, when I first got that point myself, I was like, what? What do you mean? Because in every other game I played, that never happened. I'm like, did you just do that? You just did that, didn't you? I mean, it gave me a reason to beat up Zenoga and who, want to beat up Sephiroth, but, like, I'm like, as a young boyling, it actually made me cry. I'm not gonna lie, it actually made me sad. Because I actually did like Aerith a little bit. Maybe not as much as I do now, but, like, I was like, what? No! Why? Why would you do this? But other than that, Seth is kinda just, fair. Like, FF7, he kinda doesn't do anything. In the flashback at home with, Cloud and Sephiroth, he still wasn't really that interesting. Advent Children, he kinda just shows up, wasn't really that interesting. Although the way they handled the choreography for the fights was pretty good. The remake doesn't really do Sephiroth any better. Like, honestly, I don't know if they should have introduced Sephiroth that early on. I mean, I'm sure they have their reasons. I am sure that there is a reason that they're doing what they're doing with the remake, but, like, Seth was kind of just there. He kind of just existed. Although I will say the fight with him was amazing. Crisis Core, I think, really made Sephiroth a lot better. Like, it gave him character. Now, people will say that Crisis Core ruined stuff a little bit, and I don't think it did. I think it made him better. It gave him personality. Like, he actually had friends. He actually cared about his friends. He would willingly do stuff and help his friends. Like with Genesis. Like, oh no, Genesis got hurt. Can I give him a blood transfusion to help him? And like when he was told he couldn't, it like it it hurt. It actually hurt the poor guy. And like I can understand that. I can understand why he would feel bad about that. Like the guy literally just wanted to help his friends and he couldn't. He just couldn't. Alright, I guess we're going to go here. I mean, I hit the stop recording button. Oops. It was F5. F5, me, not F8. Oi! You will soak the Sephiroth. You're not gonna show me the Sephiroth, are you? Show me Sephiroth. Thank you. And then we have his design, which is very iconic. Like, it's honestly a simple design. It's just a black coat, black pants, black boots, with white shoulder pads. Very simple, but it's very effective. It's a very iconic, effective look. Also, it looks like his sword might have got... No, his sword's never short. I don't know why they made Masamune so long. Like, why did you make Masamune so bloody long? How old are you? You're 6'1". What do you mean he's 6'7"? What? FF7 Remake at 6'7"? Why is the guy so much taller in Remake? The guy ate his wheeze and drank his milk. He gained 6 inches somewhere. Oh, that must be the Masamune. And look at him. Look at him. He looks like a freaking... He looks like Setzer in the, Amano artwork. That's the remake. That's in Before Crisis. He played a big role in Before Crisis, but I don't remember what. You don't see him that much. There's Crisis Core. Crisis Core Reunion. Advent Children, he's the same. Dissidia, he's the same. He even has, a Kingdom Hearts outfit in Dissidia, I think. I want to say he does. That's Wrecker Keeper. I'm not seeing anything else. Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts stuff. I don't know how I feel about his Kingdom Hearts design. I mean, it's interesting that they incorporated the black wings. Also, I like how they added this to his arm. It's like he became a fist man. Curiously attractive for a fist man. And I like how his shirtless look is so iconic that it's an alt for him in so many games. For 1 week in Angel, everyone. In terms of gameplay, and I'm going to use Dissidia for this, like, I tried to use him with Dissidia, but, like, he doesn't feel that good. Like, everything has such a big wind-up that you can just easily avoid his stuff. Like, it's so easy to avoid this stuff. Not as easy as, say, Hera or Yuna. Well, actually, Yuna's not too easy. Hera's very easy to avoid. But, like, Seth is slow. He is very slow. And, you know where he's not slow? I'll tell you where he's not slow. And this will make you laugh. He is not slow. Well, he's not slow in Smash. Where is it? Where is it? Do we not have it? Oh, Urhais. Yes, Urhais. Look at him and Cloud and Urhais. Wherever Cloud is, Sephiroth's gonna be there. They're always together. They're always together. He's not slow there. In fact, he will punch and kick the crap out of you. But yeah, Seth is kind of just, he's not really bad, but he's not that great. Honestly, Steph is better than Seth. Steph is better than all of you. Steph is much better than Seth. I really should do like a villains hero list. And then we have Zack. Zack is actually going to go up here. Zack is amazing. I love this goofball. We don't get much info on him in FF7, but in Crisis Core, which revolves around Zack, he's so great. He's such a great guy. He's lovable. Like, yeah, he's not the brightest guy, but like, that's what makes him lovable. he just wants to be helpful, but like, he's not always helpful. And like, he's such a goofball. It's a wonder why Cloud is the way he is after the experiment. Because he hates after Zack, and Zack is just the world's biggest goober. He's just like, I'm Zack! I'm from Gongaga. You? Gongaga? No, me, Gongaga. And it's interesting to see where Cloud got some of his limit breaks from, because apparently everything that Cloud uses for limits came from Zack originally. In Urhais, all of Zack's moves are Cloud's limits, but with True in front of him, like True Braver, True Klimhasser, True Omnislash. I think they even stated that Omnislash was Zack's technique originally. And in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Zack actually has Omnislash. I think it's called Unseen Omnislash. I mean, it's standard design overall. It's just, pants, shirt, shoulder pads, Buster Sword. But, like, it's iconic. It works. Gameplay-wise, I mean, that's all on, Crisis Core. I mean, Crisis Core Reunion did, in fact, do more with it. With the, stances, but, like, you didn't ever need it. Like, the stances didn't really do much. You could easily break the game, you didn't have to worry about the stance. But, Rigia, get up there. You're gonna be up there now. Zack is still a really great character, and he's a really good reason to play Crisis Core. Because you can see a lot of parallelisms between him and Cloud just from Crisis Core alone. Which is interesting, to say the least. It's very interesting. I don't think we're done with FF7, are we? we are not done with FF7 because we have Rufus. Now Rufus is going to go down here. Originally, Rufus is a remake, the original, which kind of just whatever. It's just like, it's just Rufus. Nobody cares about him. He's your Hoken villain. He kind of just sucks. The remake does Rufus a lot better. Like, they gave him so much pizzazz, so much personality. Like, he's the guy that you want to hate, but he's so damn cool. Like, he's so cool, man. And how he speaks and how he acts. And they make his boss fight so good. Like, you fight him in FF7 once, and like, it's the most boring boss. It's the most boring boss. He's like, I shoot you. I shoot you. I shoot you. I'm wasting her laughing. And it's just like, okay. In the remake, he's like, I'm gonna shoot you off of a coin, and this coin is gonna laser you. And it's like, bruh, that's amazing. And he actually uses Dark Nation in conjunction with his moves, and it's like, it's great. And he's just great. In terms of villains, though, he's still not the best villain. We'll see what happens in Rebirth. Hopefully Rebirth redeems him, because, like, he was there for all of FF7, but he kind of just existed, like a lot of characters. And that's FF7. Let's talk about this guy. This guy, I can't talk about. I don't hate him, but I don't know him. He's just gonna go right there. So yeah, you, I don't hate you, but I don't know you, Yistula. So I can't speak on you. Anyone else I can drop off real quick? No. So, Final Fantasy VIII is my second Final Fantasy. So we get through FF7, and I love the characters, I love the story, and we get FF8, and it's like, wow, this is great. I love these characters. I love the game. Now let's talk about what I think about now, years later. So Squall, the main character, is gonna go probably right here. Squall is not a bad character. He's honestly a very relatable character, I think. Like, he's an introverted person. He doesn't like dealing with people. I can understand that. I don't like dealing with people normally either. But I think that comes down to how he was raised. I mean, he was raised as a soldier, basically, after being taken in as an orphan at whatever age he was taken in at. And he probably never got along with other kids at the orphanage, I would assume. Especially not Cypher. I don't remember how he was when he was a kid. Actually, no. When he was a kid, he was always, like, sad. Like, he was, like, always sad. He was always, he wasn't like he was now. I remember that now. And, he ended up growing up becoming cool towards everyone, but he really wanted friends regardless. The city really makes that clear. And I do think secretly he does care about things. He just doesn't want to show it, or doesn't know how to show it. Which, I mean, that's also understandable given, how he grew up and stuff, in all honesty. Let's find Squall. Where is Squall Leonhardt? Hey, hey, Squall Leonhardt. We're gonna go his Dissidia and he design. I said we're gonna go and his Dissidia and he design. Like, he opens up more as the game goes on, especially because of Renoa, because, he starts developing feelings and all that, because, he's a young lad. He's a young lad, that's gonna happen. When you're young, stuff like that tends to happen. Not that I would know, but, And by the end of the game, he's finally happy. You get to see the guy smile and stuff. But in every game that you ever see this guy, he's always like, I'm a lone wolf. I don't need no help. Go talk to a brick wall. I'm Squall. I can handle this by myself. Whatever. Wait a minute, whatever. No, Squall does whatever. Squall's the one that does whatever. Cloud just. Was it Cloud that does whatever? No, it's Squall. But, yeah, that's what you get for Squall in every other game. Although I think in Kingdom Hearts he was a lot less cold. He was actually, a guy that was willing to help people. In terms of design, I think this is the look that people really liked back in, 98? When did this game come out? 98? It's a very standard design. It's kind of like your, I don't want to say Hot Topic look, but, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me! What's the word I'm looking for? Crap! Not emo design, because, that's not emo. I guess loner design works, which, I mean, he is a loner. It's just, a very open-cut white shirt, a black jacket, leather jacket, black leather pants. I know he's based off of a singer. I forget the singer's name, but he's based off of a singer. I will say the gunblade is a very interesting, idea. Combining a gun and a sword seems very interesting, and Dissidia does a lot with that. In his moveset, where he actually uses bullets with elemental affinities to, do moves and stuff. Give me a second here again. Nothing else in terms of looks. In terms of gameplay, he's basically Cloud 2.0 in terms of gameplay in a bit. He just cuts you a lot. And with the way the limit break system works, you can make him broken. Very early on, you could get Lionheart and just break the game a little bit, but while Lionheart can do the most damage, it's not the strongest thing in the game. In fact, Squall's probably the third strongest character in the game. Which we'll get those characters in a little bit, but he does hit hard. All his stats are, stats don't really matter because FF8 stats are pointless due to the junction system. in Gesidia, when playing as Squall, he felt really good. He felt super, super good. Let me see if I can find something real quick. Give me a second. Gesidia, oh, well, hairless. 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 There we go. Hairless. So this is Gesidia 012 hairless. And Squall is the 5th best character, and I understand why. He's honestly really, really fast. He hits really, really strong. And just, the guy is just so good. I can't use him, though. I soon learn to use him. I like how all the characters I use are, like, B here. Well, actually, Cloud's A. And I can't use Press, really. But, like, yeah. Anyways, that's all I have to say about Cloud. Sorry, Squall. I did not mean to call you Cloud. Your name is not Cloud. He's a pretty solid character. Not the best character ever, but in terms of main characters, he's pretty up there, I think. Renoa! You remember what I said about Hifa? With the PlayStation, main female love interest all being black hair and stuff? Yeah. So we have Renoa, who is the second one of that. Originally, I didn't care much about Renoa. Like, I actually disliked Renoa a lot in, FF8. I can't spell your name, lady. But, like, Renoa honestly isn't that bad of a character. Like, she can be a little bit annoying, but she's just trying to get Squall to open up. That's all she's trying to do. Why do you not let me do this? Open. There we go. Like, Renoa, she's feisty. She's a lot feistier than, like, Hifa. She's a better Hifa, I think. Like, she even looks like Hifa. I like her better than Hifa. She's very gung-ho. Maybe a little too gung-ho. And then whenever she does start getting trouble, you know, scare her. Ah! You know? That kind of thing. That kind of happens. Give me a second. Give me a second. 1 second. There we go. I don't know why I got did that. There, it's fixed. But, she is a rebelling teenager. That's exactly what she is. She's rebelling against her father. She rebels against a lot of things, but, like, she just wants to free her country, is all it really is. It her country? What was Renoa trying to do? She was the leader of resistance, but what was the resistance trying to do? Oh, it was trying to do something about the president, right. Because Prescott was a jerk. And, like, she doesn't change. Well, she does mellow out as the game goes on. She does get frustrated with Squall because, you know, you're talking to a brick wall. It's Squall. Squall's just gonna not respond to you very well. And then later on, you know, all lovey-dovey and stuff. She's still, you know, feisty and sassy later on. Just a lot less so than earlier on. Like, I think she does mature over the game, just like Squall. I don't remember how she is in Dissidia, and we might not know because that is DLC and that's gonna cost a get. We'll see. In terms of looks, in terms of design, it's a very basic design. I don't know what these are. Like, are these like spats? Are these swords? I don't know what these are supposed to be. Like, it's like a skirt. I guess that's a skirt, right? A button up skirt. And then you got like swords or spats or something. Jorts. Yes, jorts. Basic shoes. Like a black paint top. A blue. What is this called? I don't know what to call this, thing. It's not a dress, but it's like, I don't know what to call this thing. But honestly, it's a very, it's a fine design. It's a simple design, and it's a fine design. There's nothing really wrong with the design. We'll get to that in a little bit. And gameplay-wise, it's interesting that she fights using this thing. I feel like this thing isn't a very effective weapon. Like, I don't see how this actually comes back to her, ever. Does it have, like, a homing device on it or something? I don't know. But fighting with Angelo is kind of interesting. It's like Shadow, but better. And she makes use of it in, Dissidia. Like, a lot more in Dissidia. Now, Angel Wing is an interesting limit, but like, it's so hard to use Angel Wing because if you want to use it, you want to use it with like only Meteor in her spell stock. So she only casts Meteor. And you give her triple, so she does triple, and then she does Meteor. The problem with that is, as you can imagine, you're not going to have anything to stock or put on a Johnson, which is kind of a big game changer. So I never really use Angel Wing for her. I will use Angelo, but like, I don't really use Renoa that much in FF8. She does have a couple other interesting outfits. I mean, she has her party dress. It's a very nice party dress. Very, very form fitting. I would say it's very form fitting, wouldn't you? Trying to highlight something here, Square. And then we get this, which is based off of Amano artwork, which it's an interesting looking design. Also, she's blonde in this one, but like, I don't know. I kind of like this design, in all honesty. Like, her default design is okay. It's very basic. But something about this design is just interesting. I don't know what it is. Like, it's very similar to the original, but it's different enough. And I think that's all her outfits, yes. Stop it, Renoa. But yeah, that's Renoa. Cell is gonna go his seat here. Now, fun fact, Cell, in the early days, was one of my favorite characters. Because he was such a goofball idiot, I'm like, ha ha ha, I can laugh at this guy, I can relate with this guy. Now it's kind of just like, why is that showing up? I see you down there. Go away, bar. Now he's just like, I still like him. He's still a good character, but like, he kind of fell off for me. He's not my most hated character. He's still great. He's still silly. Actually, you know what? I am gonna raise him up here. I do like you more than Squall, and I do like you more than Renoa. Like, you still are above those two. Like, I like them, but I do like Cell better. So maybe Cell is still my favorite character in FF8. Actually, he's not. But, in terms of looks, let's go over his looks. Like, you want to talk about a character who is very basic in design? Let me see if I can find him. Where are you, Cell? I mean, how basic of a design can you get? It's just like, it's like he came from Final Fight. He literally came from Final Fight. He's just like, yeah, I'm in a fine game now, or a fine game, a RPG. Cell has a little bit of relevance of a plot, at least, but like, he's such a goober, and his gameplay is great. Like, okay, I'll be honest, he is probably the strongest character in the game, DPS wise. If you have him at a high enough crisis level 4, if you have Vitality 0 on the enemy, and if you have his attack at 255, and if you know the Armageddon Fist combo, which is Booyah, Punch Rush, Dropkick, I believe. You just loop between those. I believe Cell can hit upwards to 400,000 damage on its own if you're fast enough. Maybe 300,000. He hits hard. And you don't need to do any finishers with him ever. You just loop that, and you will kill anything in the game. He doesn't hit any higher than 9999. He actually does not hit beyond 9999. He just hits a lot for 9999. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot else to say about Cell. He likes his hot dogs. I mean, you can't blame a man for loving hot dogs, I guess, but, I don't know about you, I'm not a hot dog person. I am not a hot dog person at all. I kinda hate hot dogs. I know, blasphemy, but, I kinda absolutely despise hot dogs. Give me a second. Give me just a second. I will be right back. I need to go check upstairs. I have returned. Also, fun fact, my internet's been stable for like the past half hour now. So, I have a feeling it was my internet service provider just being dumb. um, oh hey, it's all about Armageddon Fist, I think. No, that's all about his ultimate weapon. Um, the only ultimate weapon that matters in FF8 is Squall's. Everyone else's doesn't really matter. Um, so that's Cell. Who's next? Selfie! Selfie, for me, is actually down here. I do not care for Selfie, like, at all. In terms of characters, he's one of those characters I'm just like, I don't really care about this character. Like, personality-wise, I thought she, like, yeah, Squall's the only one who actively gets Limit Burst. Like, everyone else just gets scats. Um, Selfie's just that character who's just like, eh? You know? Like, she's not that interesting to me. Selfie helmet. Let's see if we can find an image, her model. I think I need to get a new mouse. There's her model. Very ugly looking model. Like, also her design is kinda atrocious to me. It's literally just a yellow dress. And it's like the ugliest dress I have ever seen. And that's all her design is. It's very black design. It's not, I will say the nunchucks are interesting, though. That's an interesting choice to give her. But, like, I don't care for her design at all. Now, if you want to talk about the strongest character in the game, she's the strongest character. Because, just like Kate Sith before her and Setzer before him, her slots allow her to defeat anything in the game. Like, anything. Now, with the final boss, it will just end that phase to go to the next phase, so it won't just instantly end the entire thing. But it will defeat anything in the game. I think it even works on Omega weapon. I'm actually not sure. I never actually tried it on Omega weapon. But, yeah. And she also has Rapture, which just KOs every enemy, if it can. But why use Rapture when you can use BN? I have never seen BN myself, by the way, because it's so rare to see. So, I have never seen it. I have never seen any of the instant win conditions. Except in Final Fantasy X-2, because I know how to do it there. But yeah, gameplay-wise, strongest character, if you could get BN. Actually, I might have seen, no, I didn't see BN. Did I do a limit break video for Selfie? I don't remember. Strongest character, ugly design, don't really care for her. Alright. Quiscus is another character that I kinda don't care for. Quiscus kinda just, she's there. Like, in terms of characters, she's the character that's kinda really just there. Like, early on, she's your teacher, but after she stops being your teacher, she kinda just, she's there. She just exists. Also, wait. I need to see something. Renoa, what was your voice actor? Skylar Davenport. I don't know who you are. And Selfie's voice actor from Kingdom Hearts is Molly Marlette. I don't know who you are. And Quizicus from World of Final Fantasy is Christina Pasek. I don't know who that is. But yeah, in terms of design, again, it's not an interesting design. It's kind of ugly. Like, FF8 doesn't really have good designs. They're very basic designs and sometimes just ugly. Like, this is not a very appealing design to me. And why would you fight in that? I feel like fighting in a skirt is like just asking to have problems. If you know what I mean. And Quiscus is one of my least used characters. Now, gameplay-wise, Quiscus is a character that I sometimes use. And that's because if you have her in limit, you use her limit break, you use Degenerate her, and you instantly kill the enemy. That is the fastest way to level up in the game if you want to level up. And it's what you use at the end of the game for leveling up to level 100, if you want to be level 100. And her other blue magic spells are not bad, but like, compared to, say, Renoa, who has a chance to grant invincibility of the party, Squall's there all the time. Cell's just gonna beat the living crap out of people. Selfie depends. I don't know, Quiscus has uses, but like, yeah, her damage isn't very good. And like, her blue magic just doesn't really hold up, I feel. And that's all I have to say about Quiz. Also, a very generic voice. It fits her, but it's very generic. Irving! Would you believe? Got Irving here. If there was a character who was my favorite Final Fantasy VIII character, would you believe that it is this son of a gun right here? This guy, this Johnny Wannabe, was my favorite Final Fantasy VIII character. Now, in terms of design, I mean, again, generic. Cowboy. He's a cowboy. That's all he is. He's cowboy, man. Nothing interesting. He's like Rufus if he had a hat. Personality-wise, he's a very flirtatious guy. He's not very serious. Sometimes. But sometimes he's very serious. But he always puts on like a light-hearted tone about it. Like, he's not a bad character, but he is kind of... He's also in the boat of, I am here. And he's also in the boat... He's a MacGuffin. Just, hey, you all don't remember each other because you've been using GFs your whole life. I remember everyone because I have not. we were all in an orphanage. Stop that. Mike, why are you hitting my desk? Do not hit the desk. That is a stupid plot point. I did not like that plot point. And it kind of dragged down the story. And it's just like, really? They were all in the same orphanage? And they don't remember because they've been using GFs? Not once in the entire game was that ever brought up, I feel. I don't think it was ever mentioned that if you use a GF you lose memory, right? And it's never brought up ever again. Like, ever again. And it's just like, okay, so he's a MacGuffin? Why? Like, okay. That's basically what Irving is a MacGuffin. In terms of gameplay, he can be strong, gameplay-wise. The problem is he uses ammo. So when you use his limit break, he uses up ammo, and if you don't have ammo, he can't use his limit break, and it really makes him bad. Like, he could be very, very, very good with, quick ammo, but quick ammo goes away so fast. Like, 2 limit breaks, and he's out of ammo for that. And that's the one that does the most damage, DPS-wise. Pulse ammo, you don't ever want to use, because you want pulse ammo for, like, weapon refine, you want it for, like, Ultima, you want it for other things, other things. It just sucks, because it's like, he has cool ideas for his, limit break, but because he has to use ammo, which, I mean, is an interesting idea, but it just makes him bad. It's like, what if Barrett had ammo? Could you imagine how bad Barrett would have been in FF7 Remake if he had ammo? Or if Vincent in Dirge of Cerberus had 0 ammo, period? It would have been awful. It would have been atrocious. Cypher! Cypher is gonna go here. He's kind of just there. Like, he's your rival character and your main character. He's a jerk. He's a moron. He thinks he's better than everyone else. He has the same skills as the main character. His limit sucks, though. Fun fact, all of his other limit breaks are used against you in later portions of the game. And his boss fights are not even that interesting. Also, his design is, like, also super boring. Cypher, Omacy. Also, the fact that Cypher was part of the orphanage too is like, okay. Everyone's part of the orphanage except Renoa. And look at that, it's just a generic design again. Yeah, that was a really cool moment when he reversed on Hexagon Ogun. And that's a limit break, by the way. That's his limit. It's an official limit break for Cypher is reverse on Hexagon. Why does he have that as a limit break? I don't know. So he has Fire Cross, he has reverse on Hexagon, he has Demon Slice, he has Bloodfest. Those are his main limit breaks. His stance is kind of goofy though. Like, why are you standing like that with your sword out? But he's kind of just there. Like all throughout the game, he kind of just is there. He doesn't really do much. He's like Rufus. He's effectively Rufus, is what he is. A gay is in the same boat. A gay is basically just there. Like, nothing interesting about her. She's just there. And her limit break sucks. That's all there is to say about the gay. She's just there. Oh, Amicia is also gonna go down here. She's kinda in the same boat as Cloud of Darkness in that she just kinda comes out nowhere. Oh, Amicia, she's there all throughout the game, technically. But you don't get to see Amicia. But, Amicia... We're gonna grab your thing here. 4 Fruits in the Horizon. Like, character-wise, she's kind of very bland. Even in Dissidia, she's kind of not that interesting in all honesty. She kind of just exists. And, like, gameplay-wise, her... Okay, I will say, her boss fight is amazing. When you actually fight her. It's actually scary having anyone die, because if you don't revive them, she just hates them out of the fight. And then that party member gets replaced by a next party member. Which is fun if you're doing a GameShark hack, because you can have like Laguna come in, or you can have Cypher come in, or have a gay come in, or, you know... I think there's even one to have Omega Weapon come in for you, and it's just like, what? Omega Weapon can be a party member for you? I don't think you're winning, Amicia. But, she does have, like, the most phases out of any final boss in the Final Fantasy series. I think she has 4, which I don't think any other final boss has as much. Most final bosses have, like, 2. It is interesting to see how she plays in Dissidia. She is the third best character. I don't know why. I heard she's, like, dizzy. I haven't messed with her, but, I don't know how good she is personally. She does have interesting gameplay. I mean, you fight Amicia, then you fight Griever, then you fight Amicia as a Griever, and then you fight Amicia. So, take it as you will. And then her design, is that just her hair? Is that hair, or is that horns? Or is that a horn ornament? Like, what is this? Is this horns? Actual horns? Horn ornament? Also, guys, very low cut. I didn't realize how low cut that was. Also, I did not realize her feet were this way. So it seems like... It looks like your wrist is broken there, Lei. Like... She's human, but she's not human, perhaps? Is old Amicia even human? You know, I don't even know if she's actually human anymore. I think she is, but she's like, I don't know. Also, it's like if Scarlet from FF7 got into FF8, kinda. It's a very sexualized design on a character that's not really that attractive, I feel. Like, I don't think old Amicia's very attractive, personally. Who gets your voice? Old Amicia. Hasia Galenza. Whoever that is. Also, by the way, Cypher does have a voice actor in Kingdom Hearts 2. It is Will Friedel. Yeah, going to risk make hornies, right. Also, how old is old Amicia? Old Amicia, how old are you? Do we know? We don't know how old Amicia is. We don't know how old she is. Cypher was like 6'1". Or 6'2". Cypher's kinda old. How old's Irving? You know, I can even look to see how old people were. Irving's like 6 foot. Yeah, 6 foot. And Squall, I'm gonna assume, is probably 6 foot. Oh, Squall's 5'8". Squall's not as old. And Renoa, I'm gonna assume, is like 5'4". Because, you know, Japan and women are like tiny. 5'3.5". Or 5'4". And then we have Selfie, who is 5'1.5". Selfie's tiny. And Quizicus is 5'6". Quizicus did seem tall, honestly. Alright, so I don't really have anything else to add on Amicia. Laguna! Laguna is the best character in FF8. Fight me. Fight me. This man is amazing. He is the single-handedly best goober in all of Final Fantasy. You're correct. He is so silly. Even in Dissidia, he is the goofiest son of a bitch. He is so goofy. He is bad with directions, which lead to some of the most hilarious things. He is so bad around women, always getting leg cramps. He got a leg cramp around freaking Cloud of Darkness. It's funny because he's like, when he meets the Cloud of Darkness in Dissidia, he doesn't even think about it. He fights. And then after the fight, he's like looking at her, and then he's like, oh no, I got a leg cramp, And it's just like, Laguna. Really? You're getting a leg cramp because you looked at the Cloud of Darkness sky? After you fought her. And it's just like, my dude, I think you need to get some help. You need some help. Real bad. And he's just an overall goofball, like, just the way he replies things like, really, Laguna? You're just gonna reply that way? That's not how anyone else would have said it. And how did you end up getting yourself into this situation? Like, what are you doing here at this work prison place? How did you become a president? How did you end up in Lunatic Pandora? And why did you think jumping out of a waterfall was a good idea? I mean, you lived. You were in bed for like a couple months because you broke every bone in your body. But, I mean, you lived. Also, for those who don't know, Laguna is Squall's gag. It's not really hinted at in game, I feel like. I don't know if it's actually ever said at all that Laguna is Squall's gag. Is it ever stated? I don't think it's ever stated. How old is Laguna? Laguna lore. Laguna's probably, he's 5'9". He's a little bit older than, um, Squall. And look at that, look at this guy, look at this, wow. They really want you to zoom in on him. Look at him. Look at this, that's the face of a goober. Who has hair like that? It's like, you know what Laguna reminds me of? You look at him, he looks like Sack, but with his hair down. It's literally Sack with his hair down. I just realized that. Also, very basic design, but it's such a good design. It's such a good design. Laguna is the man. Also, his limit break is amazing. Don't at me. Just, I'm gonna grappling hook it. I'm just gonna super limit crap out of you and throw a grenade. Action hero. Also, Laguna in Dissidia is Desperado. Yes. Laguna is one of the worst characters, though, in Dissidia, sadly. I understand why, because he's so slow. His attacks are so slow. Never mind that I kept dying to Laguna last night. But, you know, because that's the AI. AI is not going to be the same as player. More if FF8 was going to be Laguna being a goober? Sadness. I probably would have added more, lore, too. But yeah, Laguna? I feel like Laguna's better than Kefka. I don't know. Laguna, Kefka, and Sack are all kinda in the same here. They're all kinda great. Whoops. I, do not want to have that up. Give me a second. 1 second. I will be there in a second. I have to check a thing here real quick. Alright. So that is Laguna. And we are done with FF8. Nobody cares about Raijin or Fujin. So, I'm gonna tell you right now, Quina's down here. I don't care about Quina. Like, I do not care for Quina. In terms of gameplay, Quina can be useful. Level 5 Death is great against some enemies. Frog Drop, if you level it up, is really strong. And Pumpkinhead is really good. Limit Glove, if you keep Quina's HP at 1, is exceptionally powerful. But I don't like Quina. I feel like Quina's a bad blue mage. Like, all the blue magic is, like, not strong. And it costs a lot of MP to use. Also, I don't care for, you know, Qs. Quina's race is kind of just, eh. Alright. Let's go with Sagan. Sagan. of the PlayStation 1 era characters is probably my favorite of the PlayStation 1 era characters. I talked about how I like how goofy. Yeah, the minigame for Quinn is terrible. I talked about how I loved how goofy Laguna, Kefka, and Zack are. That's basically Sagan. Sagan is goofy, but he's goofy in a way where it's not like Laguna goofy or Zack goofy. Like he's still serious about what he's doing, but he's still goofy. And he will take every opportunity to make fun of someone if he feels they deserve it, right, Skyner? But if you have his respect, he will treat you with that respect. Like, he is so nice of Phoebe. He is so nice of that kid. He respects Freya for the most part. He has no respect for Skyner for a good long time. And I don't think he has respect for Amarant. Let's go Sagan. Sagan Dragon. Who did your voice, Sagan? It was Bryce Papenbrook. And I don't remember what other places you were in. So here's Sagan in Dissidia NT. The guy's supposed to be like 5'8", but if you look at him in Dissidia, he's like always short. At least in 012, he's like shorter than everyone else. He feels like a gnome or a midget, but he's supposed to be like 5'8". I just like his personality. He's so laid back. He's naturally gifted. He's kind of like Reimu. He's Reimu mixed with Marissa. Does that sound right? That sounds weird in terms of personality. But like, he's such a great guy. Like, it's hard to be mad at him. Except for some parts in FF9 where it's like, Sagan, what are you doing? Why? Don't do that. That's stupid. No. But we got that with Cloud. We got that with, Squall. So, you know. We can't really say that about Hera. Hera gets a pass on the what are you doing thing. In terms of design, they went back to like more medieval designs, I guess. Or fantasy designs. I like it. I like the design. It's a fitting design for a thief. I don't know what this belt is all about. Nomura, what's going on with the belt here? Is this belt supposed to be for the daggers? Is it... What's going on with the belts? Nomura? Do you have a fascination with the belts? Please stop having fascination with belts. I do like how they gave him his lacking belt. He is lacking belt. What is this called? Like an ascot? What is this? What is this called? Is that an ascot? Ascot? It's like one of those ruffle things that, you know, like English noblemen people have. It feels like. Also, is that a pendant? No, that's like, I don't think that's a pendant. Nice boots. They look like very warm boots. I do like the dual dagger design for weapons, where it could be 2 daggers, or it could be this blade. I don't know how useful a weapon like this will actually be. I feel like it would be kind of awkward to use. But, yeah, I know. And in terms of gameplay, he is your thief. He's gonna steal a lot. That's probably all you're ever gonna see him do is steal a lot. Or if you really need to run away from a fight, you can use flee. Because he can use flee to escape. Um he does have some good abilities though, but like most of the time you're just gonna be stealing with him. You feel like there's 90. I mean, they're useful as steal if only to power up his thievery ability later on in the game. Because if you power that up, then it becomes the strongest act game. One of them. But like, the problem is, steals are kinda hard sometimes. Most of your stealing is going to be done at boss fights, because getting steals for bosses is like, yes, I got this early, I didn't have to spend money for it. But then you're spending like half an hour trying to steal from a hill geiger, and it's like, please, give me the fairy flute. Oh, why is the fairy flute so hard to get? Uh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh. But like, his trance is pretty strong. They're all damage abilities, every single one. But like, you don't really need his trance later on in the game. Later on, it's kind of just there. Early on, it's nice because it's like really strong abilities, but that's assuming you're not trying to steal stuff. Uh, and I think he's number 7 in Dissidia, which I can feel that. I can see how he could be really strong in Dissidia. He's like better Aegis. He just bum rushes you and doesn't stop, but I don't think he evades as well as Aegis. So that's Zatsudan. This list is just going on and on. We might finish today. Garnet is actually going to be up here, along with Sagan. Originally, I didn't care much for her, much like with Renoa. I didn't really care much for Renoa. But, she's not a bad character. Like, she's all high and mighty, hot, you know how Princess is. She's like one of those royal pain in the necks. But she starts trying to learn how everyone else is, especially after learning that her mother's involved in bad things and all that other stuff, and learning that her uncle tried to get her out of the castle. So she starts learning, she starts growing as a person, and then later on in the game, she starts growing a lot more. She becomes she's not good at leading at first. I don't know if she ever gets better at leading. I think it's only that one time when Alexandria gets actor and gets free. But she gets better about making her own choices about what she wants to do. Because before then, she didn't really make choices for herself. She basically had everyone else do things for her. But honestly, she gets better. Like, she starts treating everyone a lot better over time, but in terms of gameplay, she is your white mage. I mean, she's your summoner too, but like, who's gonna use her as a summoner? Nobody uses her as a summoner. I will say I'm not a big fan of the design, though. It's just a yellow jumpsuit with a white shirt. Who knows if there's anything underneath the jumpsuit? Probably pants. It might not even be pants, because, you know, she has a jumpsuit. But don't worry. The one thing that we know that's good about her design is she has a soft peaks. Her peaches are very soft. Sagan knows. Sagan is very much aware of peaches. Gameplay wise, she's not that great. Like early on, you're gonna be using her a heal. That's about it. Like use it for Protect and Sell. There's no reason to because the buffs don't last very well or very long. You're usually just gonna use her a heal. Like her summons can be strong, but she's more of a healer. And then look at her Amano art. Like her Amano art's like Celeste. It's like Celeste mixed with Hera. Might have been more interesting. Oh my goodness, this mouse. Can we find an image of her? I need gallery. Give me gallery. Ah. We're gonna... Yeah, it is basically Celeste mixed with Hera. Look at that. I'll have to see how whole she is here in a second. Concept art. We gotta have concept art of her front and her back. Where is... Here's more concept art. Honestly, I like these. I'm not a fan of that design, but I like this design. This would be a nice design for her. One of these two. I would have been down with that. And here's some early concepts of her looks. This one's not bad. I like the second one. Is there more concept designs? Yeah, it's just more of those. Okay. Hey, look, it's her princess dress. Which, by the way, you want to talk about something that's really well modeled in game? Her princess design is very well modeled in game. I think there's a trans form. She just gets rid of the jumpsuit. And, you know, everyone becomes purple with their trans. Sagan becomes a furry. She just becomes, a purple lady. I can't think of a purple lady. Also, everything's, very well, designed, or design modeled. Here, in her, trans form. Do we not have a good screenshot? Yeah, we do have a good screenshot. See what I mean about it being very well modeled? She's very well modeled in her princess outfit. Like, very well modeled. It is a nice dress, though. It is a very, very nice dress. Do you have a voice actor? I don't think you do. You have a Japanese voice actor in Gesickia Opera Omnia? Really? I wonder how she sounds. Cause Sagan's voice is pretty good for him. I wonder what she sounds like. Because what Renoa sounds like, I didn't expect her to sound that way. FF9 does hold up graphically. But yeah, overall, I do like her a lot more than Renoa and Eva. Honestly, do I like her more than Cloud? You know what? You're gonna go, like, right here. Alright. Phoebe. Phoebe is actually a character that I do like a lot. Phoebe is originally one of my favorite FF9 characters. Because he's such a good boy. He's such a good kid. Like, how can you hate him? Like, how can you hate the Black Mage? Like, if you hate Phoebe, it's just like, what's wrong with you? Like, look at him. He's a good boy. He's 3'11". Hold on, you're 5'4". I will be right back. He's a very good, sad boy. And then you find out what happens to him at the end of FF9, and it's like, oh, that just sucks. Like, he goes for the higher game, learning all this stuff, and then that happens, and it's like, bruh, really? You're gonna do BB that? You're really gonna do BB that way? Like, come on, please. Why you gotta do that to BB? And he's a very strong party member, honestly. He's very powerful. Like, you get hit, like, he is your main DPS, I feel. He's the guy you want if you want to nuke people left and right. And I mean, in terms of the sign, we know what, I mean, it's a black mage. There's not a real lot else to say about Phoebe, in all honesty. He's just a solid character. You can't really hate him, like, at all. And he's just very strong. Who did your voice, Phoebe? Phoebe! Who did your voice? Your voice was done by Cave Soaks. Oh, you are in Chocobo GP. And Melissa Disney in Kingdom Hearts 2. So, two different voice actors. It's probably going to start going into parts where I'm not going to be talking about the characters as much. Let's go with Freya. Freya is just gonna be a C. Like, I want to like Freya, but at the same time, it's like Freya has like no importance of the plot, like at all. She shows up, joins the party, you do Prometheus, which is important to her, but after Prometheus, like she is there, she doesn't do anything of importance whatsoever, and it's just like, okay, we have a rat lady. What are we gonna do with a rat lady? Well, I'm about to do because Nat is killing. And like her combat abilities are not that bad, but like I never used jump, and her dragon skills are kind of not that great, honestly. And her personality is kind of cut and dry. Like I just don't care for her. I really just don't care for her. And Amaranth is gonna go right below her because in terms of design, I don't care about his design. Also, the shape of his head is so weird. Like, if I can find it, let me see if I can find it. I mean, look at him. It's just such a bland design. Can I find it? Also, look at that artwork. Look at this artwork of this goober. Look at this Amano artwork. He looks so dumb. There's more artwork. I don't think we're gonna find one where his head is saved. Well, I mean, look at this guy. This guy's literally Skeeter. Not Skeer. He's Roger from Doug. He's Disco Roger. Disco Roger Ganondorf. It's Disco Ganon! Oh no! Run, Link! He's gonna disco all over you! It's Saturday Night Fever time! He's literally just Ganon. He's... oh my god. But like, his personality is... he's annoying. The only reason I put him higher than Freya... did I put him higher than Freya? You're higher than Freya. Is because his abilities are absolutely useful. Like, Chakra is such a good MP restore ability. It just keeps everyone going. If you're using mages a lot, you just have him with you. You don't need ethers, just bring Amaranth. And like, No Mercy is strong. Bro can be useful, but I don't like using Bro. Amaranth is not strong, really. I just use him as an MP bot. And I think I use him to give re-raise. I think he gives re-raise, right? I don't, or is that, I think that might only be Quina that gives re-raise. Skyner! Skyner is actually gonna be up here behind Phoebe. Is he better than Cloud? Again, like, I'm just gonna order this in order of, like, the FF series. That'll make more sense. So, you're gonna go here, you're gonna go, like, here. it'll make more sense this way. So you're gonna be like back here. Give me a second, I'm just double checking stuff. You go here. FF3, who? What are you doing over here, Memu? Go here. Empyrean is right here. That's all FF3. Okay. FF6 is right here. You're gonna go there. You're gonna go there. Mm-hmm. 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 You're gonna go right there. You're gonna go over here. You're gonna go right here, and you're gonna go right here. So this is just in order of series, just to make it easier. Steiner, bottom of the B list for FF8 or 9. Steiner is not a bad character. He's another goofball. He's like Laguna, but angry Laguna. Who is the best person who associates Steiner with? Bruno. Bruno from Popeye. That is Steiner. Wouldn't you agree? Would you not agree that Bruno is basically Steiner? I think that's a fair comparison. And honestly, in terms of gameplay, Steiner is strong. Like, I don't really use the breaks abilities. Like, I don't use Power Break, I don't use Magic Break, because I don't know how useful those actually are. But, like, Clem Hazard, Io Strike, Stock Break, Sock, those are all really strong. And the fact if you pair him with Phoebe, he gets sword magic. And that makes him very strong. Especially if you get him with Trance. Because with Trance, he gets like triple damage with his physicals. So he hits like a freaking truck. Now, a thing I never did with Steiner. I never used cover with Steiner. I don't know how useful cover is, because I generally don't want people dying, and if Steiner is low on life, I don't want him to die to protect someone else if they can live. So I never use, like, cover. It might help, it might not help, I don't know. But Steiner's a great guy. He's a silly guy, he just wants to do what's right. And he thinks what he's doing is right for like half the game. And then he's like, you know what? Maybe I'm not on the right side of history. And then he actually, fights against Braun. And then, he starts having more respect for Sagan as the time goes on. And at the point where he's like, maybe you and the princess are made for one another. So he does develop a lot. Everyone develops, except for, Amaranth and Freya and Quina. They never develop. They're always the same throughout the entire game. And now, we have Aiko, who is going to be here at sea. Now, I like Realm because she was such a troll and whatnot. And I thought Realm had a pretty decent design. Aiko, I'm not a fan of her design. I like her purple hair. I like the little horn. But I just don't care much for her design. Does Steiner have a voice? Yeah, Freya's whole story is dealing with the loss of her boyfriend. Steiner sits who? Ha! His English voice actor is Crispin Freeman. When is this? Must be a Chocobo game. And then Aiko, I believe, spoke in World of Final Fantasy. She is 3'11". Michaela Murphy. I believe that's in World of Final Fantasy. And she's only 6 years old. I don't mind her sass as much, but like, I don't think it's as interesting as, say, Realm. And I think even Yuffie does it better than, Aiko. But Aiko does it better than Selfie. Like, I don't like Selfie, if you can't tell. But there's something about Aiko I just don't particularly care for, personality-wise. I feel like, I don't know, I think she's too clingy. Which, I mean, makes sense as to why she's clingy. Considering, you know, she's been alone her whole life, basically. Also, I don't like this pink tone here. Like, I'm assuming that's a bodysuit, but like, that's very flesh colored, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It does look too much like skin. But gameplay-wise, Aiko is like one of the best characters because she's a better healer than Garnet. She can get haste. She has holy. Her summons are better. And if you have if you have 99 Phoenix Pinions, and Aiko is in your party, and everyone dies, there's a chance that you revive with full HP. So, she's basically your auto-revive. If you die, you might be able to save yourself. So she's very, very useful. Lastly, not lastly, we have Beatrix, who is just gonna go down here to... Come on, mouse. She's just... I just don't care much for Beatrix. Like, she's not a bad character, but she's kind of bland. Like, to be honest. She has some screen time, but I don't think it's enough. And it's very generic. I don't want to say villain-esque, because she's not trying to be a villain, because she doesn't think she's a villain, but, she's just not that interesting. I also don't really care much for her design, and her gameplay's basically just, what if Garnet but Steiner? That's basically her gameplay. Is okay. Lastly, for FF9, we have Kuja. Kuja is actually going to go up here. He's probably one of the better characters, honestly. Kuja might actually be the best character. Like, yeah, he can be annoying, but like, he is a very smart dude. He is very strategic. He is very manipulative. He knows what he's doing, and he knows what he wants to do. Now, he never accomplishes his goal. I actually don't know what his goal was. What was his goal? Do we know what Kuja's goal was? At all? I don't remember what Kuja's goal was. Like... Hmm. At first it was just destroy everything. And then it became I'm going to destroy everything because I'm going to die and I want you all to die with me. Oh yeah, he basically was rebelling against Garland. That is right. Um, in terms of looks, I think he looks stupid though. Like I think he looks very stupid. Kuja's 8 here. Kuja. I mean, look at him. Look at this guy. Like, why are you wearing that? He is a male stripper, and it's just like, why? The heck, Kuja? Who gets your voice? J.D. Cullum. Whoever that is. Also, this is one of his old outfits in, Gasigia and he. Like, this is a better looking outfit. It's like a black mage. Like, I like this outfit. It fits better than his, default. How old are you? Do we know? No, go down. I don't know how old you are. Ah! This mouse is giving me ire. But in terms of gameplay, like, the first time you fight him, he's not very hard. The second time you fight him, the guy is a pain in the ass of fight. Like, oh my god. Like, if you don't have auto haste and auto regen, he is so bad to fight because he just flare scar spams the hell out of you. And keep in mind, flare scar does damage to each character based on their level times 30, I think. It's either 30 or 50. And it hurts so much when he does it all the time. And you can't really use BB because I think he uses Reflect. Like, you can break him down real quick, but like, he can also break you down real quick. And in Dissidia, he's kinda annoying to fight because, like, he's always running away, and it's like Dissidia AI is annoying to hit anyways, and he's like, you're not gonna hit me. Oh, look at me, I'm beautiful. I'm just gonna dodge everything you do. Oh, I'm Kucha. Yes, yeah. Okay, that's enough of that. That's getting a little too creepy. Oh god, what am I doing? So FF9, gun. Now, we're gonna skip a little bit. We're gonna do Hen last. 15. Actually, let's do Hen now. Hegus. 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 I say it's a B. He is not a bad character. I I get why people don't like him, but I don't think he is just a bad character. Like, yeah, he complains a lot, but you know what? I understand why he complains a lot. Because, yeah, no, he's not, this isn't where he's supposed to be. He's literally getting dragged out of his home, and he's literally just, thrown into a world of which he can't do anything about. So of course he's gonna complain a lot. Of course he's not gonna know everything. But like, it's not his fault. Really? And, like, his design, he is a jock. He is a jock. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is a jock. He is the biggest jock. But he's not like an elitist. Like, he doesn't think he's better than anyone. He doesn't. He never once thinks he's better than anyone. I don't think. Give me a second. 1 second. I did not mean to do that. Alright. And in terms of combat, like, FF10, when you're not everybody's everybody, I think he's one of the fastest characters, and Quick Hit is so good. Like, Quick Hit is such a staple for Aegis that it's basically associated with him in every other FF game. I mean, he's not the best in Dissidia, but he's really, really good at evading. And we all know his voice actor, James Arnold Taylor. I mean, you know, he's 5'9". I forget who else James did, but, who else did James do? I think he did something in, Jackson, Ratchet and Jackson Ratchet? Ratchet and Clank? Something like that? Jackson Gatsker? I'll get it right eventually. It's one of those two. But like, yeah, look at that design. It's very sports. It does scream sports. It's like a, it is like a soccer player in a way, which is fitting because, you know, Blitzball. Dissidia, I like how he plays in Dissidia. It takes forever to get him that way, though. And, like, he's a goofball. He's also a goofball. Like, he's a natural goofball, you know? Ha 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 ha! Ha ha ha! Like, okay, he is. Ha ha ha! He's right here. I like how that's its own character, by the way. But like, in terms of main protagonists, I think Aegis is one of the better main protagonists in the FF series. Honestly, Sagan's better, Cloud is better, Hera is probably on par, honestly, with Aegis. And that's only because of how FF6 is. Now, if they do a FF6 remake, like FF7, maybe we'll get to see some interesting stuff with Hera. And I hope we do. That's all I have to say about he is. Just, you know, the crybaby. He's the crybaby. Now, Yuna! At the front. It's like at the front. Yuna is at the front. Who do you think is my favorite character in FF10? There's actually two. But Yuna is, in fact, one of them. Now, the way she talks in FF10, I am not a big fan of. The way they handle her later on in other games, it fits better with her. But, like, FF10 voice direction is scuffed anyways. But, like, I think the voice she has fits her very, very well. It's a very fitting voice for the character. I like her personality. She's very steadfast. She believes in what she's doing. And you may not think it. You may think, like, She seems like the type of character who is easily pushed over. Like, she does whatever people says. Not really. Like, if she thinks that what you're doing is not right, she will let you know. Like, if she thinks you're a danger to her, she will defend herself. Like, she's not afraid to beat the crap out of you. Like, she defended herself from being kidnapped from Al Bed. Like, okay, Yuna, apparently you just didn't need help. You just beat old Al Bed by yourself. Maybe she had the summons do that for her, but like, I don't know, man. I think Yuna can hate things on her own. And like, her design is very basic in all consideration. Like, it's basically just a shrine making design, right? That's basically what she is. I mean, until you look at, like, say, Final Fantasy Hen Who, yeah, right? Final Fantasy Hen Who, you know? We don't talk about Final Fantasy Hen Who. Final Fantasy Hen Who doesn't exist. Okay? But, like, I like the design. Like, the design of the dress is nice. Aisles? We don't talk about aisles, right? We only talk about specific aisles. Sometimes. We try not to be parasocial, okay? We don't want to be parasocial. But I mean, we can't zoom in. I mean, it's a very basic design. Again, shrine maiden. Combat boots, apparently, because, you know, summoners need combat boots. But, like, I like the little gradients, like the white and pink. And I like the little star designs of the skirt. Like, it's a very nice design. Also, you wouldn't think this, but, like, you look at her in, like, the CG art, and, she's not as small as you think she might be. Like, she looks small here. She's not that small. I'm gonna tell you right now, she's not that small. Like, at all. Like, even here, you can tell, she's not that small. But, enough of that. No more lecherous thoughts. No more lecherous thoughts. We're gonna keep it pure. She's 5'3". Because, of course, you know, Japan, female, usually gonna be short. Hailey Burris, I remember that name. I don't know who else she does. But, in terms of gameplay, she's probably one of the better party members in, FF10. Like, Aeons are so strong, and they basically act as a meat shield when you need them to, but they're so strong. And Yuna's abilities with, the null spells are so freaking powerful throughout the game. Like, if you're going for Thunder Plains, you know there's going to be lightning. If you don't have lightning for action, Yuna's got you. Yuna could be like, no lightning, and you're just not taking damage from lightning, like, ever, with Yuna in the party. She's your healer, she's your buffer, and buffs do matter in FF10. She's supposed to be the first one to get holy. And I don't really use holy. I mean, holy's not bad, but like by the time you get holy, I mean, you're using it against, like, Unalesca, where it's actually good, but like, you're never really using holy. much with Yuna, because you're usually healing with Yuna. And sadly, in Dissidia, Yuna's like me. I thought Yuna was worse. Huh. Alright, so that's Uni. Uni's done. Now we have Auron. Auron is the other character that's my favorite. Auron is such a great character. He is your teacher. He is your badass. He is your guy. He is your guy. What am I thinking of? He's your voice of reason in the group. Voice of reason, voice of knowledge. And he's just a badass. Like, how can you not like Auron? Auron is so good. And he's a samurai. For those who don't know, I like samurais. He is a badass sword gag, you're right. He would give Callie a run for her money for best gag. And look at him! Like, samurai. He is literally a samurai. He's a ronin, basically, is what he is. A ronin with sunglasses. Who thinks he's 6 foot? Matt McKenzie. I don't know who else you do. And he is so strong when you use him. Like, he's probably your strongest physical hacker. He's your slowest character, but he's so strong. And he has all your breaks, and breaks are amazing. His limits are great. Like, Soon Star is so good because it gets rid of, like, sandworms. I do think that he has the best, limit in the game, though. Actually, it might be Waka. But we'll talk about Waka here in a bit. Gameplay-wise, I already talked about. Also, how strong do you have to be to use a sword like that? Like, that's not a katana. Like, it's a katana, but it's like a broadsword katana. Like, that is not a katana. Your conventional katana. That is like a, like, Super Saiyan katana. Like, honestly, I don't have a whole lot else to say about Auron. Which is sad. Lulu! Lulu is going to be right here in C. Now, I may have to replay FF10 again at some point. I do have it for Switch, so I might play the Switch version one day. That also means I can't play FF10 for the Switch, but I don't think I'm going to. It might just be FF10. Lulu, in terms of personality, I didn't even really think about it, but like, she's snarky. She is such a snarky little asshole, but she does it in such a great way. Like, her personality's not bad. Like, she's not like a terrible character, but like, she's kind of just average to me. And then, you know, she's a black mage. She does black magic stuff. She's very good at it. And then you look at her design, and it's like, she is the group's mom, you're right. If Auron is the group's dad, she's the group's mom. And then you look at her design. If I had a Beat Hooper model right now, you'd see me shaking my head at this. Because what? Why? Why would you do this? That is such a terrible design, Nomura. Or Amano, or whoever did this design. Like, bruh, you didn't need 50 million bells. Her design was made out of spite because, like, how can you get this off? How can you put this on? Lulu, how long does this take? Do you just live in this dress? Otherwise, I mean, it's just basic design, but like, I hate this. I hate these belts. She's just average, and her limit break's just like, meh. Don't really care about her. Yes, she does have a kid. Which, you know, you couldn't tell during FFN2 because, like, they didn't model it. But, like, I don't know, I'm not that big of a fan of Lulu. Like, I never really have been. She's 5'6". Paula Hiso. Don't know who that is. Next, we have Wakaya. It's Wakaya. Go up. Waka is... The lore behind the belts was because one of the designers thought they were being lazy, so they made the belt skirt so they actually render each of the belt. Why? That's lame. That's dumb. Yeah. So we have our stereotypical Jamaican man who does not like outbags. Waka. Who, for those who don't know, is voiced by the John DiMaggio. Also, Bender. And he's 6'2" apparently. Now, Waka, I like Waka for the most part, but he's not my favorite. He's also an idiot. He's not very bright. Like, come on, dude. It's like, you're just making the situation worse, is basically what it is. And that's basically Waka. He makes things worse a lot of the time. His design is basically just, he just says he's a sports guy. Nothing interesting. It's not a very interesting design. But, gameplay-wise, he's useful. Like, he doesn't really miss that much. He has, like, the scouts acts like Darkbuster, Sleepbuster, which can be useful. It can be. But, the thing that makes Waka so useful for most of the game, and also a very big threat, he is the first character in the game who can get a weapon without using the fuse system that has stone touch. Meaning, he can instantly defeat enemies by attacking them. This also means, if he gets confused and hits your own party members, they might die and be gone. Because Petrify is pain in Petrify is very pain in FF10. His limit's not bad, but like, I don't really care for his limits. Like, when you get his best limit rates in, FF... Best limit rates in FF10, what am I saying? When you get the best limit for him, then he becomes like the strongest DPS in the game. But until then, he's kind of just, there. Alright, I'm kind of going to speed through a little bit, so. Kimari. It's Kimari. I mean, he probably has the least relevance in the game. Like, I don't hate Kimari, but like, he doesn't do anything in the game, really. And he's not a very good blue mage. His blue magic is one-time use, for the most part. And they're not that great. Gonna be real. You can do better things with Kimari than Ronzo raids. Yeah, Kamari's just there. He doesn't do anything for the plot. He's there. You could take him out. You can literally remove him from the game, and nothing will change. I'll be right back. Kimari is very much like another character we'll get to in a while. In fact, yeah, he's just there. So, moving on. Ah! I don't need this anymore. Riku! I like how they use Henhu Riku. Riku we're gonna put here. Like, I don't hate Riku, but like, she's not one of those spunky, feisty characters that just doesn't really do it for me. Like, Renoa does it better. Aerith does it way, way better. Riku kind of just exists. She's basically jailbait. That's what it feels like, is she's jailbait. Like, her limit is good, though. She has one of the best limits in the game. I don't really care much for her design here. Like, it's just meh. She's 15. Yeah, she's only 15. She's 5'2". Hera Strong. Hera Strong. I know that name. I know that name very well. You see Hera Strong, like, everywhere. But yeah, her limit break is one of the best. If you know how to do it, early on you can get her, trio 9999 limit. And just destroy everything. And when you have break damage limit, you can do trio of 99,999 and break the game that way without having to, max your stats out. And, she could just make your stats, like, insanely high with, one of her mixes. In fact, you need to do that for, Penance. Which, I don't know if I'm gonna fight Penance in, the Switch version, because that requires a lot of grinding to, do. And I'm not really in the mood to, super grind. Because, that requires a lot of super grinding. And I do mean super grinding. But, yeah, Riku's not bad. She just, exists. She has a little relevance in the plot, but not a whole lot of relevance. Jack. Jack is going up here. We're gonna put Jack up here at A. This is mostly because of Dissidia. Like, we do get background on Jack in FFN, and we do learn he's a jerk. He's just a massive jerk. But you learn over time from the spears left behind that he kind of regrets it. I might dodge the lightning. That might be a boring stream, though. And it's very easy to mess that up. Um, you learn that Jack regrets how he treated Aegis, and he wants to go back and be a dad. Like, that's all he wants. He wants to be a good dad after that. And then he realizes, I'm not going to make it back, am I? So, you know, things happen, and yeah. The big, the, the big character development for Jack comes in Dissidia, where Dissidia, well, does a lot with him. I don't know if we get to see it in Dissidia and Yes Mugs, but, I mean, he just wants to be a good guy, that's all. That's all. And then this guy, Brecon Seymour. I mean, give me a second, guys. I have returned, and you know, in the 3 hours I've been doing this, my internet has, the, the thing has not fixed its, dropping. I'm starting to wonder if it's the internet service provider or not. I feel like it might be getting throttled, but I don't know how to check that. I may have to see about that, because I feel like it's being throttled. Unless my internet service provider is being that bad. It could be, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it should not have been this way all day. Anyway, Seymour. Seymour was an okay villain. He's basically your main villain. Like, Sin is your villain for the game, obviously. But, like, Seymour's more of a villain than Sin. Like, Sin is there, being a threat. Like, yeah, we gotta take care of him because he's gonna kill everyone, but, like, Seymour's a little bit more active in getting away. Like, he's not as good as, say, Kuja or Xdeath or Kefka. Or even Sephiroth, honestly. Like, I think Sephiroth's a better villain than, Seymour. But, he is a weirdo. That's all I'm gonna say. He's a very big weirdo. And his boss fights are annoying. Like, every single boss fight with him is annoying. Oh my god. The first boss fight is just like, please, why do you get to attack 3 times the same turn? Ah! The second one's like, why do you get to cast break and attack that person? Ah! And flare. Third time. Third time's on the mountain. Oh god, that one's the worst. That is the absolute worst one. Because he just hits so hard. It's like, why are you hitting so hard, dude? Like, that is so much damage. definitely one of the hardest bosses of the game. But, like, in terms of character, he's just meh. Just meh. Why do you insist, Pain? Why do you insist, Pain? If you want to talk about goth girlfriends, or emo people like Squall, it's like if you took Squall and mixed Squall with Lulu, and you get Pain. That's basically how Pain is. Like, she's not a terrible character, but like, she's in the wrong game. Also, she reminds me of someone else, and I don't know why. And that's all I really have to say about Pain. She's not really interesting. Son Ho-Ho actually is gonna be here. She's just average. I know nothing about FF11, by the way. Everything about Son Ho is from, like, Dissidia or World of Final Fantasy or, you know, outside places. But Son Ho is scary. That's a scary little lady. Like, you don't want to mess with her. And talking like that all the time, she ain't busting no rhymes. Wait, maybe she is. But then what about this? Someone as small stature as her. I can't come up with a rhyme with that. I try. It's hard to do rhymes, okay? But, you know, I can't really say anything else about Sonic Home. Do I have to say anything about Aladdin? Do I have to say anything about Aladdin? Who did Seymour's voice? Seymour's 6'1". Alex Fernandez. And who did Payne's voice? Yeah, see? Squall mixed with Lulu. 5'5". Gwendolyn Yeo. Fawn. Freaking Fawn is 5'7". Bobby Egner. Whoever that is. I don't know who you are, Bobby. I'm sorry. Probably the worst Final Fantasy protagonist, quote unquote. Because, like, he does nothing. He doesn't add anything to FF12. You can take him out and, like, it means absolutely nothing. It's just like, okay, sir, you exist. You're not really doing anything, but you exist. And even in Dissidia, I mean, he did a little bit in Dissidia, but like, meh. Nobody cares about you, Fawn. Like, at all. And that goes the same for Penelo. Same deal, Penelo. If you take her out of the game, you're not missing anything. They're both basically there, and she does nothing in the game. She's 5'3", and Catherine Haver. So yeah, those two completely worthless characters. They could have done more with them. They did nothing with them. Balthier. This guy is a great character. Balthier is an amazing main character. And Balthier is the main character of FF12. The main character. Give me a second. I don't know why I got turned on. Also, I think he's like 6'1". He's like tall. He's 6 foot. And who does you? Gideon Emery. I wonder what else he does. But yeah, the guy is just amazing. He is great personality-wise. Gone was a last-minute addition. Why? Why would they? Why? Who would it gone? But I can't talk about gameplay because everyone plays the same basically. But I mean, he even looks cool. Like, it's a very basic outfit, really. But like, it's a very cool looking outfit. It's a nice looking outfit. Also, I never sold these rings. What's with the rings? Were those there before? I don't recall those rings. Oh my god, this mouse. Just scroll up! And then we get the horny character. Yep, you're right. We have Fran. Fran is absolutely gonna go right here. Fran is a good character, though. Like, Fran is legit a pretty solid character. What do you mean the character from Final Fantasy XIV? She's old too, I think, right? 6'2". 7'1" if you include the ears. Nicole Fanty. I mean, you know, they do, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's actually a very good design. Like, I don't mind the design. I think it's good. It's fitting for someone who's like nature hunter, you know? It's not a bad design. I'd be scared of those claws, though. Also, it must be annoying having to wash these ears. But yeah, it's not a bad design, all things considered. Scary claws. Do you only have 3 toes? I think she only has 3 toes. Huh. How many fingers do you have? 1, 2, 3. You probably have 5 fingers. But yeah, Fran is a very good partner for Volkir. Very good foil. She's more serious than Volkir. Not that Volkir's not serious a lot of the time, but she's good. She's a good character. Obviously not my favorite female. Honestly, if I were to put her in a list, I still think she'd be lower than like Garnet and Renoa, but she's above Ava. Ah, boss. Boss. I mean, he's standard. There's nothing really interesting about Boss von Rosenberg. And then, I'm Boss von Rosenberg of Dalmasca. I mean, it's a very generic design, honestly. He looks angry. I would be who? Wow, he's 36. Keith Ferguson is who did his voice. Not anything to really say. I mean, he exists. He has some parts of the story early on, but then it's like, meh. Mostly with Bond. Not a whole lot else to say. Ass. Ash is gonna go down here. Like, I didn't really care for Ash as a character. I didn't like her characterization. I thought she was just a complete jerkwad for most of the game. And just pussy. So pussy. Where are you going? Go up. Go up. You stupid mouse. Alice Bernard Asilia Bernardin Galmaska. You are probably 5'3". You're 5'5". You're 17. And you are Carrie Walgreen. I feel like I've heard that name before. Also, I'm not a big fan of the design, in all honesty. Like, I know it's like a, Middle Eastern setting. You know, deserts and all that, and it's probably what you might wear in a desert as a princess, but like, you know, that's an awfully low skirt you got there, lady. You bent over wrong and you're just letting everyone see it. And that shirt's not really staying on very well either. Not that you have much to show there. But anyways, not really a fan of the character, not a fan of the design. These are like, this just looks like a paint put on. Oh, we're going with FF. Well, where's Spawn? I mean, Bane. Bane doesn't exist. Lightning is gonna go right here. Now, personally, from what I saw FF13, I can only speak about the original 13. Because that's the one I saw Gamer, stream. I am a bigger fan of her in Dissidia than I am in FF13. I feel like she was kind of flat in 13, if you know what I mean. Like, she wasn't terrible, but she kind of just, you know? And her design isn't really, like, the most interesting design in the universe. I mean, there's lightning. 5'7". Ali Hillis. And if I remember being told correctly, her voice actress also does Politana. Which, that blows my mind. Well, fact, Jeff does Eeyore in Kingdom Hearts 2, apparently, too. But I mean, if you listen to Lightning, like if you listen to Politana, I think you might be able to hear it. But yeah, overall, just standard design. I mean, 13-2 is a weird armor design, and Lightning Returns is like full armor design. But I don't know those games, so. Snow. I hate you. I don't like Snow. Snow is a big idiot. I absolutely do not like Snow. I'm sorry, Troy. Troy Baker. I am so sorry, Troy, that you had to do Snow and make him an idiot. The Duke's home! What? He's 6'7". What? Is Troy Baker. I didn't realize he was 6'7". Vanille is just gonna go right here. I didn't hate Vanille, but I didn't care much for Vanille. Also, Australian accent kinda interesting choice to go with for her. 5'3", standard. Georgia Van Kulenberg. Yukari Fukui sounds familiar to me. Um, I don't know English voice actors. Design-wise, I mean, I don't see much wrong with the design, but I mean, it depends on where she was from. I don't remember where she's from. If they all, wore stuff like this. I mean, it's kind of tribal. But, like, I remember one cutscene where she was going through a tunnel and, Sauce was watching it, you know. You know, that skirt is as short as you think it is. It's as short as you think it is. Next, we have Hope. I don't care about Hope. Hope is just a whiny little kid. I understand why he hates, Snow, but, like, it also wasn't really Snow's fault that what happened to his mom. He gets better as the game goes on, but, like, ugh, he's insufferable. Vincent Martella did his, voice actor. I can't speak much on 13 because I never played it. However, this guy, Sauce, is probably the best character in FF13 because he is the silliest goober dad in all of Final Fantasy. Look at this guy. Look at him. He is great. He is the best character in FF13. Exactly FF13. He doesn't want to get involved in all the fighting, but you know, he's stuck in it, so he has to stick with it. If I recall, Reno Wilson did his voice. I don't remember much else about the game. Moving on, we're gonna go through quickly because I don't know them very well. Fong. Didn't really care much about Fong. Fong kinda just was there, if I recall. No, I want that. Like, her design is not terrible. It's kind of similar to Vanille's, which makes sense given their name, you know? But, like, it's a better design than, Vanille's, I think. Go down. 5'9". Rachel Robinson did her voice. I just don't really care much for her, personally. I don't know her that well. No. Sarah! I can't speak much on Sarah. Sarah's gonna go right here for right now. She's the main motivation for Lightning in 13. 13 though, she's the main for Hack. I don't know much about her, so I can't speak on her. But no, I don't really care for. I remember him, and I remember disliking the guy, because I don't remember. Cindy, I don't care about Cindy. She's there. She exists. She's the sex lady. And then Luna Freya is down here. We don't get very much, screen time with Luna, sadly. Which sucks, because I think she could have had, a bigger role in the story. Also, very basic design. Ah. Amy Seals in the game, Lena Headey in the film. And you are 5'6". She has such a little role in the main game that it's like, when the thing happens, you're like, am I supposed to feel bad? Because, like, you know? And then we have the boys. All of the boys are all gonna be the same here. And honestly, I like them all. I like Noctis. I like Ignis. I like, Bronco. And Gladio. They're all great characters. Like, what makes all the FF15 main characters great is they all play off of each other real well. They're all very good. playing together. When it's just them, it's a little bit rougher, but they're still fine by themselves. They're still fine by themselves. So, I like how we don't have Type 0. Type 0 is nowhere to be found. FF16, I don't know anyone from 16. I know Clive a little, because I watched Callie for a couple streams. I missed the finale of that though, sadly. But this is the final tier list. So, crap here. We have, well, Chocobo's not crap. I don't know anything about him. He's just there. We have, I think that's Gordon, Fusuya, Mog, Gogo, Gao, Umaru, Kate Sif, Quina, Kamari, Canelo, Fawn, Snow, Hope, Noel, Yskula, I don't know anything about you, you're just there, and Cindy. D here. We have Beef, Scott, Joseph, Rykard, Guy, Maria, Garion, Mimu, Onion Knight, Ingus Dingus, Ark, Raffia, Lunith, Leon is supposed to be down here, Cloud of Darkness, Interceptor, Strago, Hella, you're supposed to be there, Oh, Amicia, Gay, Selfie, Quiskus, Beatrix, Riku, Pain, Ass, Vanille, Gong, Sarah, and Luna. This is also kinda in order of the characters per game, so like, this is the order of the FF13 characters. They're not ordered from, the overall series. This is just for each series. So like here, Lightning's probably not my favorite. That would probably be Realm, honestly, for C. Who's my favorite in D? In D, it would probably be... Honestly, it would probably be... Probably Pain, honestly. Anyway, C here. Monk, Red Mage, Black Mage, White Mage, Fight Her, Layla, Emperor Matthias, Hallam, Quorum, Yang, Rosa, Edward, Cecil, Eggs, Locke, Shadow, Realm, Tifa, Red 13, Vincent, Cypher, Freya, Amaranth, Aiko, Lulu, Seymour, San Ho, Boss, Lightning. Beat here we have Sig, Cryle, or is it Krill, Bartz, Setzer, Ultros, Celeste, Kane, Golbez, Garland, Lena, Ferris, Xdev, Sabin, Edgar, Cyan, Rufus, Sig, Highwind, Yuffie, Sephiroth, Irving, Squall, Renoa, Garnet, Cell, Cloud, Diner, Beefy, Sagan, Kucha, Waka, Aegis, Fran, and my favorite book beat here is probably... Who is my favorite book beat here? It might be Cyan, Cloud, or Sagan, or Phoebe. There's like 4 of them. 8 here. Gilgamesh, Gallop, Barrett, Jack, Volkir, Prompto, Ignis, Gladiolus, and Noctis. And my favorite from 8 here is probably going to be Barrett. And S here, the final here. Rigia, Kafka, Hera, Zack, Aerith, Laguna, Orin, Yuna, and Sauce. And my favorite here, if we go in order, is going to be Aerith, Hera, Yuna, Rigia, Zack, Kefka, Orin, Laguna, and Sauce. So that is my hero list for all the Final Fantasy characters. So hopefully tomorrow, whenever I stream again, the internet behaves itself, otherwise we're going to be doing another Zatsudan, or an art stream. So that's the full hero list. Again, this is all my own opinion. Take it as you will. And again, it's ordered by series, so again, it's not ordered by, like, my character. Just keep in mind that Hera, Aerith, Yuna, and Ricky are the top 4 here. So until next time, everyone, this was my hero list of all the FF characters. So until then, whatever that may be, we will see what we do next time. Until then, my little boylings.